Sweet, sweet Jesus. This is part 26 of Persona 5, The Royal. My god, I am too old to play video games much longer. I will die from old person disease. Anyways, I'm talking to the thingy, not you, sweetie. Let us progress this maybe. Because we need him at 7.5 to get one of the Mementos quests. Let's see if I can even figure this out. Like, I'm so tired. Alright, we're gonna help him out. Because we're good people or something. Yay! Sojiro says, Futaba, what's wrong? It's not like you to come here this late. Futaba says, look, Sojiro, Uncle's bank info, transaction history, credit details. I have a lot of dirt on him. Sojiro says, how'd you get your hands on that? Futaba says, hacking. Uncle's in a lot of debt. He'll never win a suit against us with this data. Sojiro says, this is a criminal offense, idiot. There's no way we'd be able to use that in court. Futaba says, but... Sojiro says, I've known all along what his situation is. He's not going to try and take custody back, so don't go doing stupid crap like this, okay? Futaba says, but Sojiro, I only did it because of the stuff he said to you. Sojiro says, about that, I've been thinking. When push came to shove, I wasn't there to help you. So, you know, maybe there's somewhere better out there for you. Futaba says, somewhere better? Am I not supposed to be here? Am I just in the way? Sojiro says, that's not it. Futaba says, you don't want me either? Sojiro says, that's not what I meant. I just think it might be better for your own sake. Futaba says, fine, I still have Bunny and Mona and the others. You can stay here and play with your stupid coffee beans. And she runs away. Sojiro says, she likes you guys more than she likes me. Makes sense, you're the ones who saved her. Where did I go wrong, he says. I really did try to care for her. Look where that got me. I told myself she was the reason I kept making Wakaba's curry here, but deep down I think this was just an excuse to stay distant. At the end of the day, the coffee and the curry people love so much are both just excuses. Alrighty. I say you might be right. He says, I spent more time in this cafe than I ever did trying to talk to Futaba. I'm gonna go out for a smoke and try to cool off. Sorry to lay this on you, but can you go after Futaba for me? Futaba says, Bunny, and I'm just gonna say, are you alright? She says, I'm okay. Not. You know, Mom used to talk about Sojiro tons when I was little. How good he was at making curry, how interesting he was to talk to. I even remember how she smiled when she talked about him. I said some really mean stuff. It's not his fault Mom's incident happened. It's not his fault I shut myself away from the world. And because of me, Sojiro lost a ton of money. I just thought I'd be able to stay here with him if my hacking worked. I'll just say, let's talk to him. She says, you're right. Sojiro says, Futaba, can I come in? She says, yes. Sojiro says, I'm sorry about what I said, and if it's okay with you, I want you to stay here forever. I know it might be more fun living with people your age like Bunny, but I'll do my damnedest to see things from your perspective. So will you stay? Futaba starts laughing and she says, was that some kind of proposal? Sojiro says, hey, stop laughing. You're as exhausting as ever. Futaba says, Sojiro, I know I've caused you a lot of trouble, but I really do want to be here, so let's keep living together. Sojiro says, Futaba? Futaba says, sorry for not saying that sooner, and thanks for taking in someone as horrible as me. Sojiro says, are you sure I'm good enough? Futaba says, I wouldn't want anyone else. Sojiro says, ha, no hesitation. Don't come complaining to me later if you regret it. And then Sojiro says, actually, I'm not going to let you regret it. If you ever need help, just tell me. I might not be graceful, but I'll be there for you. And you can stay with me as long as you'd like. Futaba says, I will. Forever. I can't wait to keep sorta living with you too, Bunny. She gets, a notification on her phone, and it says it's almost time for the live stream. The director is going to be on this week. I'm out of here. Bye! Sojiro says, I'm such a fool. My whole life I've taken the easy way out. I didn't stand up for Wakaba, even though I knew something was off, and I didn't stand up for you either. Instead, I went on and on about how you can't fight back against the laws of our society and you just have to accept the hand you're dealt. But those were excuses I made to keep myself in line. They gave me the easy way out I wanted so badly. Maybe instead of all that coffee, I should have been teaching you not to make the same mistakes. There I go ranting again. But I feel like I managed to put a lot behind me today. Thanks for making me realize what's really important in life. Anyways, our bond has grown deeper. Deeper. Anyways, something about leveling up Hierophant.
I'm going home.
Sojiro says, alright, I better head home. Don't stay up too late. I don't want you oversleeping. Anyways, we gained kindness, but we don't need it, because we are already super kind. Look how kind we are. Aren't we adorable? Anyways. Sojiro has follow-ups, I guess. He says, I talked to Futaba again. I don't know how it took me so long. Dang it. Let me go back really quick. But I finally had an honest conversation with her. It feels like we're a real family now, and that's because you helped us connect. So thanks for that. I just say, feel like a real dad now? He says, sounds corny as hell, but I can't deny it. Anyways, the rest of that's gonna be not important enough to read. Thanks, okay, thanks, okay, thanks, okay, okay, thanks. Sorry, thanks, okay, thanks, bye. It's like how all these conversations end with too many appropriate kindnesses. I like Futaba's bye, motherfucker. We have all kinds of sex messages. I want to work on clinic because my goal is to get all the mementos, half side quest thingies out of the way if possible. She says she can't do it today. My overflowing charm melted her heart though. My bond will go stronger. We will hang out with her. She says come in. And rips off my pants.
Hey.
We then make a fuck. I'm just kidding. Takumi says I am thinking about resigning. Several of my suppliers have stated that they're gonna stop selling to me. If I can't get my hands on medical supplies, I won't be able to get what I need to complete the new medicine. They're probably being pressured by the chief to stop doing business with me, so I figure it's over. I just say, what about Miwa-chan? She says it's fine. Takumi says, I confirmed with the hospital Miwa-chan was being treated at. Oyamida is telling the truth. Miwa was apparently smiling until the very end. She probably didn't want to worry anyone. I wish I could have cured her. I didn't want fame or money. All I wanted was to keep her smiling. This isn't just about her, though. I was gonna help every single person who was suffering from that disease.
Same here.
I was a sickly child when I was young. I was always in the hospital and was rarely well enough to attend school. Medicine was what kept me alive. That's why I wanted to be a doctor, so I could save people just like I was saved. But I guess this is where it ends. The medical industry is a business after all, and the chief decides what's best for it. I'm all out of allies. Let's see. I just say, I'm your ally.
I see.
She says, yeah, you're right. You might just be my one and only. I really appreciate everything you've done. My practice increased thanks to your nosiness, and in the end, I feel like a real doctor again. So thanks. I say, are you gonna run away? She says, I just might. This is where it ends, although it frustrates me. I can't do clinical trials anymore, so you can go home. Thanks again for all your help. Good luck on those exams. She says bye, and I just say, what's his full name?
What are you trying to do?
She says, why? I hope you're not planning to get revenge. I just say, I won't do anything. She says, "You're so weird. It's Shoichi Oyamida. Is that all?" And we have put him as a target for mementos.
Take
Oh my,
care.
how naughty. Such naughtiness. And it is the evening.
You're back.
Anyways, Haru says pointless text messages that disappear immediately. Alright, so what are we gonna do for the nighttime? I know I need to move Sojiro up, I think one more too. I can become closer. Let us double check that before I say yes. No, he doesn't have that as a problem. So let's see what else I can do. Let's kind of just check everything, because my goal is to try and get everything a little bit more evenly distributed so I don't get to the end of the game and be like, oh, I don't have anything today to do, or tomorrow, or the next day. Which then makes it kind of a pain in the ass. Let's see. Definitely Hanged and Devil are on the top of my list. And Sun. I already see Hanged over here, so let's do that. Alright, so we're gonna level up with this guy, so let's just do it. Do it right. Anyway, a homeless man says, "You want to know about underground business deals? You can find anything you need on the internet. Are you looking for something a little more? I can see it in your eyes. Who sent you here?" I just say, "I can't tell you." He says, "Sticking to the code of honor, not bad." Alright, just act like I'm mumbling to myself. No promises. I'm gonna say anything useful either. He says, "An exec for the Hong Kong Mafia came to Japan sometime around New Year's. Apparently something big went down with a huge Asian investor. Deal was worth about 100 million yen. Though you'd figure something that massive would have got more people talking about it. Maybe they leased some kind of high-end club to keep it as private as possible. I didn't hear a thing about that though." Alright, we're done here. Go. Anyways, an intimidating voice says, "Your store is impressive as always. Great stuff." A Y says, "It's nice to hear that coming from you, Suda." Suda says, "I bet you could start a war with realistic models like these. These are incredible. I should get going, though." Suda says,
Yo.
A Y says, "Welcome." Suda says, "Alright, I'll take one of everything you showed me. I need an entire arsenal. How long will that take?" A Y says, "Depends on how quick the parts come in. Some stuff's probably gonna have to go through customs. How long things get stuck is out of my control." Suda says, "Tell me, what's your son's name?" A Y says, "That's right." Suda says, "Well then, if you don't deliver, I might just have to let Kaoru in on your little secret." A Y says, "Suda." Suda says, "I wonder how an adolescent boy will react to finding out his father was in the Yakuza. I guess if things go sour, we could always try to sell him again." Y says, "I'll put a rush on it. Happy?" He says, "Very much so. Well then, I look forward to hearing from you again soon. Sorry to make you wait, kid." Oh my.
Shit.
A Y curses God's name. I say, "What was that about?" He says, "Don't worry about it." He says, "Sorry I had to see that. Anyways, how'd it go today? You learn anything good?" I just say, 100 million yen deal. He says, "So someone made a big deal with the Hong Kong Mafia. And it happened around New Year's. Wouldn't surprise me if Suda had something to do with it. I hear he's been bragging all over about a big score he made right near the start of the year. I'll have to do a little more research. Anyways, nice job. I'm gonna be able to give Suda a real scare thanks to that info." let's see. I just say, where's my reward? He says, anyone ever tell you how demanding you are? Another time, though. Can't wait to see the look on Suda's face. It's all because of you, kid. You're pretty useful. Level up.
Alright.
Anyways.
Later.
On our way home, he contacts us again. He says, you got some good intel and I appreciate that, but now Suda knows your face. That could be a problem. And I just say, I agree. He says, you catch on fast. Thanks to that, Suda knows we're connected, which means that stunt we pulled with Masa won't work on him. What's done is done. If one method isn't gonna work, we gotta find another. Alrighty. Fancy, fancy, fancy. Who-wee. Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, I care nothing of these little quizzes.
This is it.
Morgana's giving me a foot job in the desk. That's kind of naughty. A cat job. I don't know.
Hey!
Morgana, you're not allowed to talk. Just shut the hell up. Alright. Anyways. Hello there. There's something I'd like to discuss. It's Maruki. Let's see. I think the last time I checked on him, I couldn't make anything happen.
Welcome.
So yeah, let's do this really quick. Let's waste all my money on making him psychically enjoy me more, I guess. Alright. We want a fortune reading.
What shall we do?
It shall be affinity. It will be Maruki. It will cost 5,000 yen. Which is roughly equivalent to 50 American dollars. Yeah. Your feelings have reached him,
What do you think?
motherfucker. Alright.
Hey, inmate!
Back in your prison. Oh no.
I'll go.
You'd like to. These are the paths you have walked. You'll withdraw this. This is your such. Are you finished? What? It is time, inmate.
Man, those girls are bitches. Bitch ass bitches ain't nothing but bitches. Anyways. I think I meant to go to the counselor's office. Which God knows where that even is. It's probably on the first floor. Actually, let me get rid of my book at the library. I think I've been holding on to that like half the game.
What would you like? Thank you. What would you like?
Guts. Yep.
Here.
Sounds good to me. Where's your little blue card, my little friend? Now do you want to hang out, you little asshole? Yes, he does. What a good boy.
Thank you so much. Now.
What the hell is he called? Counselor. He says, today is going to be another usual back and forth. Ooh, have a look at what's on the table. Apparently it's snacks. He says, I made you listen to a lot of stuff, so we're going to take a break. I got some cookies. You've been kind enough to indulge me, so go ahead and enjoy. I just say, give me $10,000. No, this looks great. He says, don't be shy, I have enough for seconds.
Oh, yes.
As long as we're talking about cookies, they remind me of a psychological experiment. There were 2 containers with the same kind of cookies in both. In one container they put 1 cookie, but the other one had 10. They had their subjects try cookies from each container and ask how their taste compared. Which container's cookies were marked as tasting better? Any guesses? I don't know. I would probably assume in the 1 cookie container, but
Right.
he says correct. That's the law of scarcity. You can observe this by observing how people get excited about limited edition stuff. Okay. I said, you know, you're right. He says, don't you think it's fascinating? In becoming aware of scarcity, we trigger desires and change our cognition. That effect spreads to our senses and creates a subjective, observable distance, in our reality. Basically, your perceptions can be changed by your cognition or preconceptions. It's below the conscious level, but it's incredible. Incidentally, now that you've heard it, how do you feel about the idea? I'd say, hey, as long as it tastes good. He says, that's not the usual response, but I get it. It probably sounds like an exaggeration, but something about it is beautiful to me. Maybe the human heart can falter or be unreliable, but if this experiment proves anything, it's that even a simple preconception can be enough to bring someone more joy.
For example.
He says, for example, take the story I just told you. What if you'd eaten that 1 cookie, and it was the best cookie of your life, and I never revealed the trick behind it? The cookie would have remained more delicious than usual. It would have been a subjective truth of your reality. And I say, I guess so. He says, I'm glad to hear you say that. Basically, what I wanted to say was, if this idea of preconception could be studied further in people and actually applied to treating people, I feel like it could help a lot of people, maybe even more than I could help through counseling. Then again, it relies so heavily on perspective. Some people might call it a lie or see it as running from problems. Even if that's true, I still believe the method could save people.
Sorry.
He says, we wound up getting into academic conversations after all. I always end up going back to my research when we chat. I'm grateful for everything. It feels like I'm talking to an old friend. Maybe that's too personal, but this is all for the sake of the deal. Anyways, La Consultante.
Alright.
Chance to restore SP when SP is low. That's kind of nice. He says, let me show you how to train your brain. And now we get more SP.
Alright. Well, see you.
He says, make sure you get home before it gets too dark. Then he rapes me behind a dumpster. I'm just kidding, that doesn't happen. He says, sorry about earlier. I thought this would be a chance to relax, but we had an intellectual chat again. I just say, lick my balls, lick my balls. I just say, I don't really mind. He says, you're so kind. You might be a better counselor than I. Sorry, thank you. Sorry, thank you. Have a good night, you motherfucker. You dirty bastard.
Ah, you're back.
Alright. What else can we do? I need to have, apparently, Star, Emperor, and Fortune. Let's see what we got. I have Fortune. Star and Emperor, huh? I don't really care about that one. Whoops. Do I really need those? Or does he just want me to have them? I think it would make more sense to have... I don't know. It doesn't matter. How much money do I have? That actually does kind of matter. So I can bribe that one lady 10 times. So I'm just gonna say, screw that shit for now. We're gonna hang out with Akechi. Our bond will grow stronger. Says that's what I like to hear.
Fucking yeah, put it in me. Don't even use lube.
Sorry to bother you.
Akechi says I was gathering intel and I noticed patrons playing this. Apparently it's a hardcore shooter. Do you normally play games like this? Only inside of your butthole, Akechi.
Yeah, your butthole.
What the hell did he say? All the time. I just say, I'm not great at them. More of an RPG kind of guy. He says, that should even the playing field. I'm not much for video games myself. Anyways, spectators think Akechi was doing a good job. Akechi says, my fingers are going to be sore tomorrow. What a realistic game. I say, are you used to guns?
Have you noticed?
He says, I need as much practice as I can get if I'm going to take you out. Only a joke. I'm new to this, I'm afraid. Let's chalk it up to beginner's luck. Still, it felt nostalgic. I had a toy gun when I was younger, and it reminded me of playing Hero when I was young. I say, you want to be a hero?
I don't know that I agree.
He says, I'm not totally certain, but thinking back, I suppose I must have. There are different kinds of heroes, of course, different stances they define themselves by. For example, one may stick to the vision of justice they believe in even if others deny it, while another may simply do as others desire of them, seeking to be recognized and gratified. Which of the two fits more with your conception? Ya mama. Honestly, neither. Akechi says, I suppose if you're fighting for a justice nobody really wants, then it's just blind self-righteousness in the end.
I apologize.
I suppose that was a strange tangent. When I talk with you, I can't help but dive into these abstract topics. Apparently we level up.
All right.
Akechi says, I worked up a sweat playing that game. I smell bad now. I need a shower. Let's call it a day.
We will meet again.
He says, we will meet again. We will meet again. We will meet again. Naked. In the butthole. He says, I want to say thanks. And I say something about cock. And he says, you don't hold back, do you? I suppose if you're that worked up, it means you don't want to lose to me. I'll accept a rematch anytime. And he repeats a lot of the same shit he said already, for no reason other than to waste my time. Shut up, cat. You suck. I'm gonna respond later, because I'm too lazy. Well, I definitely can't proceed her thing until I go to mementos. So...
Hey,
Oh, there's 19 days left. Send the calling card immediately, says the stupid-ass cat. What a piece of shit. Anyways, let's save in a different spot. Alright. Where do we see blue cards at? Blue cards. I need me some blue cards tonight. And if I don't have any... Let's see if this is for guts. Yes, it is. So, let's just do that to actually max out my stats. Here we Yay,
All
we are
right.
fully maxed. Anywho, let us get rid of the goddamn DVD.
What would you like?
Whee! It doesn't matter, because who cares? This gives me a chance to indulge in my delicious burning curry of doom. Mmm. Anyways, we're gonna hang out with Sun. Or maybe not, who knows?
Everyone. Good evening.
Apparently our bond will grow stronger.
Everyone.
Yoshida says the conviction of a government is often tested during times of turmoil. However, the current administration refuses to discuss their plans for the future. Can we really accept such an utter lack of transparency? A weary-looking woman says, I've been hearing this type of criticism about the government a lot lately. That's because Diet member Shido has been gaining popularity. Another person says, so he's just echoing another politician's criticism of the government? Apparently, whatever. A detractor comes up and he says, you stole party funds and now you're stealing ideas. Stop talking all big, you ex-convict. Yoshida says, it seems I've drawn the ire of the audience once more. He's claiming those that have made mistakes in the past shouldn't get a second chance. What do I say to that? Fuck you, dickhole. I would say just shut up and listen, honestly. The guy says, what was that for? You got something to say to me? And I said, yep. The guy says, what's with this kid? And I just say, listen to what he has to say. You little punk, he says. Anyways, Yoshida says, yes, I'm no good Tora. I made mistakes. I'm unpopular and powerless. That has nothing to do with my arguments. These are things I learned from my hardships.
Yes.
You can ridicule me all you want, but I'll continue to oppose what is wrong. Yoshida says, today's speech had a lot of passion. Quite unexpectedly, the highlight was your yelling. I say, eat my balls, you old piece of shit. No, I say, I couldn't help myself. Yoshida says, I envy you. Conveying your thoughts with such conviction, I wish I had done that in the past. This is all for today. The detractor says, you two are amazing. I've been wrong this whole time. Just because someone failed doesn't mean they can't try again. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you.
Yoshida says, thanks. The detractor says, you're a strange one. Yoshida says, I learned something from your spirit today. I have a bad habit of getting flustered when people bring up my past, but you see me as someone of value, and I refuse to cower to criticism in front of you. Today you taught me I should have more confidence. Anyways, we leveled up.
All right.
Ugh. He says, apologies, we're out of time.
I shall ask you again another time.
Okay. Now you're gonna call me and tell me the same fucking shit because you're fucking annoying like that. Yeah, it's all the same shit he already said. Cool. We're just gonna gloss over that for the sake of my sanity. I must eat more delicious curry.
Oh my heart. Swoon! Now everyone.
Anyways, we just wasted time in class because Kawakami gets breaks for us, which is kind of cool. By tricking other teachers. A bunch of pointless text messages are sent. I wonder when blah blah is gonna change his heart. I don't know. Do you know? No, I don't know either. Nobody knows. Okay, okay, okay. Assholes. We're gonna hang out with this fucking asshole. Because why not, right? He's right there. Look at him. Look at his face. Look at that face. So melty. Whatever that means. Maruki says, sorry for visiting you out of the blue. You must have a real knack for coffee. This is fantastic. I say, you wanted to talk? He says, actually, it's about the research we've been discussing. I'm actually putting it together in a paper. Let me pull up his thingy really quick. I did not mean to answer that so quickly. He says, I've been really progressing lately thanks in no small part to you, but I feel like I hit another wall. Sorry to bother you, but I'd appreciate it if you'd talk through this with me again. I say something. Something with words in it. I say I can do that.
Thank you.
He says, really, thanks. You're really saving me here. In deepening our understanding of the heart, I wanted to find a means of helping those who have been hurt by trauma. I already told you that that was the point of all my research, right? It's thanks to you that my project has come this far. All over your chest. But because of that progress, I've realized a problem. One that may not have a solution. I'm pregnant with your child. No, he says, even if my research makes great strides, and we do find a miraculous way of healing psychological wounds, with the way things are now, I can only save people directly within my reach. I say, isn't that enough? He says, it's better than not being able to save anyone, but I'm not satisfied. There's so many people out there suffering, and they can't even speak up. This is a cruel world, and there's only so much one person can do to fight against it. Working as a counselor only makes that more painfully obvious. I think our current way of doing things isn't enough.
You know,
I think it's enough that I can just help people around me. I want to help more people overcome their suffering. I mean, he's talking in circles. Pain can strike the heart. Oh, something, something, something. Even if we had a full understanding. Like, he's just talking in circles. I can't read this garbage. Anyways. I just say, so give up. I mean, that's what talking in circles is. You're like, here's a positive, here's a negative. Here's a positive, here's a negative. You're just defeating yourself, basically. He says, that'd probably be easier. Unfortunately, I've never been great at giving up. Punch yourself in the face, dude. Anyways, Maruki says, if we could peer into the hearts of every person alive, diagnose, understand, and remove the root cause of their pain, it sounds like something out of a dream. Let me put it this way, counseling takes time because you have to really listen to each individual person. I think it'd be better if there was some way to really understand everyone's cognitions more quickly and accurately. We go to a flashback for no reason, and I'm not going to read it. Maruki says, then again, that'd be impossible. Maybe truly understanding... Anyways. I say all hearts share some things. He says there are common factors. No, wait.
oh,
You're right, my god, that's it. The collective unconscious. If hearts are connected, their senses are shared subconsciously. It's so simple. Why didn't I realize it before? If I combine this with my theory that I'm verifying, I can tie it back to cognitive science as well. I say, calm down, you wackadoodle.
sorry.
He says, I think you just helped me make a major breakthrough. This will be big for my paper. I need to hurry up, write it down, and turn it in. Thank you. I'll repay you for this someday. Naked in the butthole. Anyways, we ranked up.
All right. All right then.
he leaves. He doesn't even pay me for the coffee. I immediately follow him and stab him repeatedly in the butthole. Just kidding. Maruki says, sorry for rushing out. I say, calm down. He says, sorry, I ended up running to the station on adrenaline. I'm out of shape, so I gotta do something about that. Anyway, you helped me come to a major realization. Thank you, I'm sorry, thank you, I'm sorry, and thank you. And other various bullshit. Alrighty. It is the evening. The evening is dark and full of terrors. And penises. Anyways, we're gonna hang out with the fucking devil, because that's just what we like to do up in here. She says, I'm the fucking devil, you wanna hang out with me? I'm like, yeah, you goddamn crazy bitch. Or something like that. Lala Escargot says, oh, honey. And that makes my loins wet. Just kidding. Oya says, so you came. I wonder what's next now that the Medjed case is over. I feel like my bond will become stronger. Sounds good.
Oh?
Oya says that Ace Detective is serious. There's something I need to apologize. Oh my god. I realized you weren't some ordinary kid. I did some digging and I found a ton more than I thought I would. Sorry about that. I have to say, the ruling made in your case was really odd. Some kind of deal must have gone down behind the scenes to make sure that that was the end result. Must have been tough for you to handle. Just forget about the past. We're in the same boat when it comes to being labeled. And I say, because of your investigation? She says, exactly. I'm gonna avenge my partner. Whoops. Lala, refill. Lala says, now it's your turn to tell the truth. You can't root around in this kid's past and keep your own secrets hidden. Oya says, wait, don't blame me for that. He doesn't have anything to do with my private business. I say, I'm curious. She says, you're poking into my past out of mere curiosity. Lala says, look, you're gonna feel way better talking to someone who understands what you're going through. Besides, you'll explode if you keep all that alcohol-fueled anxiety bottled up in you. My. Oya says, that's true, and I guess this is the fairest course of action for our business partnership. Just don't tell anyone. Back when I covered politics, I had a partner who helped with photography. We were pretty well known. We blew the lids off countless scandals until this day came. We were on the trail of a bureaucrat. He was involved in a slush fund to support refugees. He kept himself pretty well guarded, and it was almost impossible to get any leads on him. One night, I got a voicemail from Kaio saying that she had gotten a hold of something big. That was the last I ever heard from her. The next day, that bureaucrat was found dead at a love hotel, and Kaio had gone missing. My. How naughty. I say, what was the cause of death? Oya says, well, Lala cuts her off and says the cause of death is unknown. The authorities couldn't tell if it was a murder or a suicide. As for the killer, Oya says the police accused Kaio. They said she killed him in a crime of passion. It's impossible, though. She never would have slept with that guy. More importantly, it's fucked up to make allegations like that without any evidence. Lala says, Ichiko-chan. Oya says, sorry. The case was closed, but we never found the truth, and Kaio was labeled a professional disgrace. Since we were partners, the company decided it'd be best to move me to another department. I'm gonna prove Kaio's innocence, though. That's why I'm conducting my private investigation now. What do we say? I say,
That's unforgivable.
Oya says, damn right. Thanks to all the info you've been giving me, I should have more time to focus on my investigation. I won't let this opportunity slip through my fingers. Alright, we're even now. Lala says, are you sure about that? It's been ages since I've seen you smile like this. Oya says, maybe you're right. Haven't felt this alive in a while. Alright then, I'll write a great article to commemorate our session. Just kidding, don't worry, I'll come up with a better title. I skipped the title because it was 900 words long. Anyways, our bond has gone stronger
With the devil.
All right.
The devil.
Oya says, there's one thing that bothers me. There's no doubt the chief is on my investigation. We'll have to keep acting like a couple to trick him. How does that sound? Lala says, leave that kid alone. It's getting late. You should head home. I most certainly am gonna guess that she calls me, because that's almost always what happens. She says, "Can we talk? Sorry about it earlier." I just say, "I don't mind." And we're gonna skip the rest, because we already know what that's gonna be.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm pregnant with your child. Your baby's inside of me.
I hate this fucking cat. Let's finish that book.
Now everyone.
Yeah. Something trivia.
This is it.
Ooh. What can we do next? Looks like consultant again. Might have to bribe the fortune lady. Let's see.
Welcome. I see.
I accidentally answered one of the questions wrong. Oopsie whoops. Cost me 50 fake dollars.
What shall we do? Here we go. What do you think?
Welcome.
Did I delete that freaking persona? I think I did. Oh well. Let's go get it back and see if that helps. If not, oh well. We want to go to here.
Hey!
Actually, let's do what Morgana actually suggested.
Hey, inmate!
Because I can always do another reading again and push it forward without wasting time. And I need to ID that culprit anyway. But I'll leave one slot free
You'd like to read the
in case I need to do
compendium?
this again.
Read here. You'll withdraw then accept. You like to pay while you finished. What? No slacking off!
Alright, so we're gonna do what the cat says. Do what the cat says. Meow 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 meow.
What do you want to do?
Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Do what the cat says. Oh my.
Welcome!
And look, we earned money.
Ah, you're back.
Anyways, let's save before I start making mistakes. It's been a hot minute. Look at this crazy shit. 54 hours on this game. Oh my god. My life. What's happened to my life? Giving all my money to the psychic.
What shall we do? What shall we do? What shall
Oh,
we
I
do?
can't do 2 in a day. Won't want. Well, we'll find something else to do then. Let's see.
Oh!
Hi.
What do you want to do?
That works.
Ah,
He is Justice? Akechi says, this feels wonderful. Being naked with another dude. Yeah, I know what you mean, dude. I'm gay too. Anyways. I say... He says it's been a while. I say a while, huh? He says, yeah, I used to come here when I was younger. That sounds
So-
creepy. Of course, these days I'm the detective prince, but my family situation was complicated. By the time I was old enough to realize it, my father was gone and my mother was all I had. She worked at a nightclub. Whenever she had to bring a man home, she'd send me off to the bathhouse. My god. I say, you've been through a lot. Your mom's a whore. She says, it's in the past. I have no reason to blame her either, because I'm a whore too. As he fingers my penis with his toes. No, he doesn't do that. Anyways. Akechi says, the only one who deserves blame is my father, the worthless, degenerate excuse for a man who abandoned my mother. I wanted to force him to finally give her the apology he owes her, but that's no longer possible. Sorry, I didn't mean for our conversation to be depressing. Actually, are you alright? I know hot water can make people dizzy. I'm gonna just say, this is nothing. He says, I'm still good to go too. I'm barely starting to feel warmed up. My god, he's cold inside.
it
That's
was quite
refreshing.
nice.
These really taste the best when you're just out of the bath. I feel a little lightheaded. I say... same. He says, I thought so. Your face is bright red. This is the first time I've ever taken a bath like this. I've never told anyone else about my family situation either. I wonder why. Curious indeed. I say, because we get along. He says, now that you mention it, maybe we are pretty similar. We're both victims of the adults who unfairly impacted our lives. I say, I think you're right.
Yes.
He says, I'm even more sure of that after having talked with you. Then again, this probably isn't a conversation we should be having naked. Let's get dressed, shall we? I'll watch you get dressed, baby. Oh yeah. Goro Akechi's sexy time rank went up with whoever I am. I don't know, he's saying irrelevant shit. Like, they always have like 4 or 5 sentences of garbage to waste on the end. Akechi says, between the coffee and the bath, I was finally able to relax. Yeah, whatever. He says, people treat me like this brilliant guy, but like, you're just like my friend and stuff, and that's just awesome, or whatever. I don't know. People with that large of an ego, I just can't hang out with. It just would give me too much of a headache. Oof. Anyways. So Jiro says Futaba's down here.
Well
Send a calling card in my vajazzle. We'll do that many days from now. Let's see. Actually, we can do that if I run into another situation where I can't figure out what the hell to do. Alright. Futaba says, I'm gonna hang around here today. I brought a pretty ancient game to kill time. It's Power Intuition. You have the courage to meet me in a test of metal?
Hey, hey!
I don't know.
Aw, what?
Let's see if there's other stuff to do first. Does not look like it. I don't see any blue cards anyway. Actually, let's... No, I have to like do something for the doctor in Mementos, I think. So yep, we're gonna do that then.
Yo! Hey, hey! Alright!
Anyways, these are like usually not part of the story, but I don't know. Futaba says it looks kind of worn out, but I think it should still work. Game start.
Alright. Huh? What?
Let's do it.
Use the D-pad to match arrows within the time limit and then press X. And I'm dead. Oopsies. Says you lose. We gained guts, but we don't need it. How fabulous. Oh no.
Hey.
Let's see. We're supposed to blow her off for the second part.
Bye now.
Ah, you're back.
Well then.
Anywho. We're supposed to try and move Hangman forward, so let's do this first. Because he has a 7.5 in a Mementos thing. That's what I messed up. Okay.
Oh. What shall we do? Here we go.
Yay.
What do you think?
I'll just add this.
Oh, I need to sell all that crap anyway. Because I'm running out of cash. Get your cash in a flash.
Yo. Okay. I guess that's fine. You should be grateful. I guess that's fine. You should be grateful. Be sure to choose carefully. Just don't go using it. I guess that's fine. Come again. What's up?
It won't deepen yet, huh? Rude. Who else is there to hang out with? Well... Well. Let's see... I don't think I have a hanged persona. Yeah. This will be my last ditch effort to see if this works. Sometimes you'll have to hang out with people twice, or sometimes even 3 times before they'll hang out, level up again. But I've been mostly trying to prevent that by using the Fortune Arcana.
Time for some read. Finished for now. Justine, these are the paths you have walked.
Hanged.
You'll withdraw this and accept you left. Are you finished? What? It is time, inmate.
Or I can do Sun in the meantime if that doesn't work. The bond will not deep. Let's do this then. And get some more money by selling those dirty clothes or whatever. Oh yeah, that's way over here. Plus, I might have enough to get the points or whatever. Ugh, so many things going on in this game.
Welcome!
I can sell all that junk. Anyways, let's go sell that stuff really quick. And then I'll see if we can progress Sun. And then I'll feed another $5,000 into this relationship. Jesus.
Yo. Alright. I guess that's fine. Come again.
And... oh yeah, we can just get there via text.
The most important thing is,
The cameraman says all queued up. The director says we should be able to get a lot of interesting footage. It is no good Torah after all. Yoshida says advocate an overly optimistic policy only to lure in voters during the election season. That's how no good Torah fought and operated 20 years ago, making unachievable pledges. The director says this isn't how I saw this going. Yoshida says if you make a promise, you must keep it. If you make a mistake, you must atone for it. These are basic human principles that we have all learned from the youngest of ages. The director says boring. The cameraman says these are good points though. The director says that's why it's useless. Yoshida says it seems they only wanted to get footage of no good Torah. Very disrespectful. However, I've been distancing myself from that. Do you think I've regained my confidence? I just say the media doesn't matter. He says you're right. So you're saying I should decide for myself. You're quite impressive. This is the beginning of everything.
Hey,
Can I tell you a story? I mentioned this before, but 20 years ago I was a Diet member. However, I wanted to be a politician for all the wrong reasons. I wanted that position of power, and I was obsessed with glamorous lifestyles. I thought of only being popular.
hey.
Learn from me. Don't let being a member of the Diet be your only goal. Voters are much more sensible than we give them credit for. Being ambitious and striving to advance in the political world will change your outlook on life. Me and Yoshida got down with the level up.
All right.
Anyways, someone says, "You've given some good speeches. I can't believe you lost the last 2 elections." He says, "You're Mr. Kuramoto's grandson." And he says, "That's correct. I'm Benzo." This guy says, "Does he know that you're speaking with me?" He says, "I'm aware that you guys aren't on good terms, but that doesn't concern me. This must be your secretary. I heard he's been helping you out a lot lately."
What?
Yoshida says, "You know about him?" Benzo says, "My grandfather was recently hospitalized, and you've become the topic of conversation. I'd like to talk with you again someday. I learned a lot from your speech." Yoshida says, "Mr. Kuramoto spoke of me?" He then receives a phone call and says, "Matsushita. Sorry, I have to take care of some business. Let's wrap this up." Anyways, we gain charm, but we don't need it.
Well then, I'll see you again.
We get a bunch of pointless texts. Yay. Alright. It is the 26th.
Good morning. Hey.
Anyways, we might be able to hang out with Jamama. The guide says I should hang with Yusuke, but I don't have that as an option currently that I can see. I don't think he's normally... Yeah, he doesn't go to our school. He doesn't hang out at our house that I'm aware of. So let's see... We've gotten a text from Maruki, but he's close to finished, so that's not super important. Let's go and see if we can find the Hermit. We don't want to do death, because that's not going to work. Why does it say death is an option, though? That's weird. Oh well, looks like my option is Maruki or bust. Let's just go see. I'll just get what I can while I can.
Welcome.
I think I can become closer, but our bond will not deepen.
I see.
Let's try that again. I'll deepen it real good. With my penis. Alright.
What shall we do? Here we go.
Good. Now that should work.
What do you think?
Oh, it won't let me fast travel over there twice. So sad. Aoyama Ichome. Meow.
Welcome.
Let's get
Well, shall we begin?
Counselor back up here. He says, for today's topic, I want to hear your opinion on the Phantom Thieves. The ones who steal hearts. Maybe it's hard to believe, but I've taken an academic interest. I say, you really are dedicated. He says, I don't know about that, it's just a gut feeling. I get the feeling the Phantom Thieves' work and my own research principles are rooted in the same thing. That's why I've decided to analyze them from my perspective. First, there's the matter of their methods. According to those calling cards they send out, their stated method is to steal your desire. How is such a feat possible? I say no idea. They're all +3, so I'm just gonna turbo through this. He says, I suppose that makes sense. Only the Phantom Thieves know the truth of it. Desires are too abstract to be stolen. I guess it's possible if there was a physical representation of these desires, a kind of proxy or a material stand-in. Do you remember the story with the cookies and how it changed the way they tasted? I think we can look at this the same way. They're not something easily perceived, but desires have a tremendous effect on cognition. Put another way, if the desire is gone, your cognitive perception of the cookies skews back to normal. Does that remind you of anything? I say the change of heart.
Right.
He says, that's right. That's the basis of my theory. We still don't know exactly how they do it, but if this idea of physical, tangible desires being actualized, that would make sense. In a world of intangibles, a world composed of the contents of people's hearts, well, they're thieves, so if they could perceive a world like that, they could steal desires like any other treasure. You think I'm getting anywhere? I say it's intriguing. He says, you think so too? He says, I think I construct a solid hypothesis now.
Thank you.
And then he says, thank you. And then we level up. How fancy.
All right.
Oh, this is the guy with the flow bullshit. Whatever. Too late now. It's already there
Alright.
anyway. Max SP raised. Free
Well,
snackos.
see you.
You're back.
Anyways, let's see. Did I progress the devil to 7.5 yet? I don't think so. Let's see if she's available.
Oh, honey.
Hopefully it'll stop soon.
The bond shall not deepen
Oh, yeah?
yet. So, let's check this. Because we went on a date with her in Hawaii, so she should probably be good to go.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I have to do that mementos thing for her first. Who's in Shinjuku? Let's see. Maybe Mishima's there. Nope. Can we do fortune? Nope, it's raining. So let's try this then. Looks like this'll work, so let's do that. And
Yo.
Hierophant. Sojiro says, Futaba, I was gonna add something to the menu, what would you want it to be? Futaba says, curry spaghetti, curry udon, curry croquettes, and curry pizza. Sojiro says, you like curry that much, huh? I guess it'd be pretty easy given the current menu, I'll give it some thought. What about you? What would you want to add? Let's see. I say something with curry. He says, you like it too, huh? Futaba says, of course he does. That stuff's addicting. Futaba's uncle says, why haven't you answered my calls? Sojiro says, leave now or I'll call the police. I'm not giving you anything. The uncle says, quit fucking with me. Futaba says, stop it. Sojiro didn't do anything wrong. The uncle says, shut your mouth, Brad. It's your fault I'm in this mess. Sojiro says, look, Futaba's my daughter. You may be her uncle, but you don't have any connection to her anymore. We can take it to court if you want. Don't underestimate how hard I'm willing to fight. The uncle says, what? Sojiro says, not only do you have massive debt, but I heard you failed in your most recent business venture. How do you think the court would respond if they knew how wasteful you were with your money? The uncle says, God damn it. This is all your fault, you bitch, you cursed little... ... The guy tries to punch me and falls to the floor. Sojiro says, Futaba. The uncle is groaning on the floor and he says, this is assault, I'll sue. Sojiro says, what are you talking about? You fell down on your own. Futaba's uncle says, the delinquent attacked me. He's dangerous. This cafe is finished. I won't let you get away with this. Sojiro sighs. He says, what a pain in the ass. Don't you have enough problems already? I say I was just protecting Futaba. He says, nobody said you did anything wrong. To be honest, it should have been me trying to stop him. Are you okay? Futaba says yes, but Uncle said he's gonna sue. Sojiro says, don't worry. No matter what ends up happening to me or this store, I won't let them lay a finger on you two. I'm your guardian, I have a duty to protect both of you. So don't do anything like that again, you hear? I appreciate the spirit, though. Hot skippity fuck.
All right.
Sojiro says, anyway, I'm done for the day. Take care closing up for me. Let's go, Futaba. Futaba says, Bunny, I'll message you later. Futaba says, big news. I looked up my uncle's name in mementos and I got a hit. Would you be angry if I asked for help? I said, maybe a bit. She says, oh, I can't do much by myself. I may be able to boost his debt by 1,000,000 yen or so, but that wouldn't really solve the problem. I just say, just this once. She says thanks and gives me his name. And now we have another mementos quest. Anyways, a bunch of garbage happens, and nobody cares. Alright.
Hey. Hey.
Let's do consultant again then.
Thank you.
Maruki says, thanks for coming. You're in for a real treat today. I say, what do you mean? He says, good question. I recently found this delicious buffet. Thanks to your input, I'm making progress on my paper. How about I take you? I say, ooh, really? He says, of course. Honestly, I feel like this won't even cover what I owe you. That settles it.
Okay, let's go.
Let's head over now before they get too busy. Man, they are really padding this thing.
Now.
He says, this is all on me. No holding back. Eat as much as you want. I say, thanks for the food. He says, dig in. Maybe I went a bit overboard. Would you mind if I asked you something? It's about my paper. And he's... Anyway, we're interrupted by somebody. The man called Shibusawa says, Maruki? Maruki says, I knew it. It's you in the flesh. What are you doing here? The mysterious guy says, that's my line. It's rare to see you in a restaurant. Who might this be? Maruki says, how do I put it? I said we made a deal. He says, a deal? Not over anything shady, right? Maruki says, not at all. Anyway, this is Rabbit. Shibas, I can't say that. He says, nice to meet you, I'm S. Maruki says, S was one of my colleagues in college. He's the one who recommended I pursue counseling. S says, I hear it's been doing you some good. I catch wind of your goings-on every so often. It's a big relief you have so much more compassion than most, but you're also a bit carefree. Maruki says, you didn't have to mention that part. S says, anyway, tell me more about how you've been... Fill me in on this guy too. Maruki says, aren't you here with others? S says, it's fine. We just happened to swing by. They won't mind my being away for a bit. Do you think you two are really going to be able to tackle all that food on your own? Maruki says, oh, right. And they all eat the food. S says, you're a student at Shujin? They have an awful lot of news this year, and that's where you're counseling? Maruki says, yeah, but only part-time. S says, what are you two doing out at a place like this? Maruki says, he's been giving me a hand with research. I brought him up here as a thank you. S says, research? Maruki says, I meant to mention this earlier, but my paper's almost finished. I say, congratulations.
Thank you.
Maruki says, it's all thanks to you. S says, paper? You're still working on that? Maruki says, yep, even after everything that went down. Remember what I told you, that I'd finish this paper no matter how long it took? S says, Maruki, you blow my mind sometimes. You're so stubborn. Maruki says, is that a compliment? It's not 100% done yet. I haven't even begun the peer review process. S says, seriously? I'd be more than happy to check it out. I did perform all your peer reviews while you were in college. Maruki says, really? S says, of course. The meal's on me. Maruki says, I couldn't do that. I'm supposed to be treating Rabbit. S says, don't worry so much. Don't you want to congratulate him too? I say, I sure do. S says, he's up for it too. Maruki says, I appreciate it, but I have mixed feelings. S says, don't sweat the details. Let's go for a second round.
That was great.
Maruki says, what a feast. S says, I'm gonna get an earful for piling on the pounds. Maruki says, by who? S says, my girlfriend. More like my fiancé. Maruki says, I see. Wait, you're getting married? S says, yeah, now you're the only one left who's flying solo. S says, sorry to pry, but I feel like I need to ask. Are you still... Actually, forget about it. Maruki says, you're gonna ask about Rumi, right? Don't worry, it's fine. I say, should I leave you two to talk? Maruki says, it's okay. Rumi was my girlfriend when I was a student.
Well,
I was too spineless at the time and we ended up breaking up.
hold on.
It's not like a tragedy. She's happy now. It's just that I didn't feel ready to enter another relationship. This was supposed to be a celebration, and yet I've killed the mood. Sorry about that. S says, it's my bad for bringing it up. Why don't we wrap up? I'm glad to see you're doing well and that your paper's almost done. Keep an eye on this guy for me. It's pretty rare to see him open up to someone. Maruki says, you're talking about me like I'm a kid. But I do need to express my appreciation properly. Thanks for helping make my dream come true. La consultante.
All right.
Is level 8. Yay, fancy. Maruki says, shall we get going? S says, don't forget to send me that paper. Maruki says, I won't.
Be careful, okay?
Maruki says, it's me. Sorry things didn't go as planned. Maybe I'm a little careless. I don't know. I say, your friend's a good friend. Maruki says, that's true. He's helped me out a lot. Yeah, and, you know, more repeat information. Repeat.
You're back.
Alright. I feel like this is a decent place to save, because I haven't used up my daily consultants with the psychic. Let's see here. So I can't progress that relationship until we take care of Futaba's uncle or whatever. Well, let's see what's over here. I guess Mishima just has disappeared from the face of the earth. Cool. So we can expand fortune, so let's do that. Because we need to still get her to 7.5, ideally.
The thing is,
Chiaha says, my reputation has gotten better lately. I even managed to use my powers to alter some fates. I suppose all you need to change fate is a strong will. I wish I could do more, though. Anyways, somebody interrupts and says, are you on break?
what?
Chiaha says, Fukuraki-san. We'll just call him Chairman. Chairman says, you're the apprentice I've heard so much about. I've been wondering, why are you so interested in Mifune? Doot, doot, doot. I say, I like fortune telling. Chairman says, and that's why you volunteered? You must be a big fan. That aside, I have to commend your judgment in choosing her. Her fortunes are like a light guiding the lost lambs through the darkness. Chiaha says, by the way, Rabbit-san, this man is Fukudai. He's the chairman of ADP. Oh, you don't know what that stands for yet. The chairman says, Assembly of the Divine Power. Our goal is to relieve the hearts and minds of today's weary souls. We also sell holy stones, the well from which our divine power springs. Chiaha says, Fukudai-san. The chairman says, that reminds me. Yokota-kun was telling me you've been acting strange. More importantly, you're falling behind on your holy stone sales. Is everything okay? Chiaha says, I'll cover the decrease in revenue. And then says, Chairman, I'm not sure how effective those stones really are. The chairman says, excuse me, and Chiaha says, well... The chairman says, do you remember who showed you the way when you arrived here from the countryside, lost and confused? It was me. Are you saying you no longer have trust in me? She says, that's not it. The chairman says, enough skepticism, just focus on continuing your role. Read the futures of the unfortunate and lead them to salvation with holy stones. I say, Maiden of Relief. The chairman says, it's a beautiful nickname I gave her at ADP. You don't want things to go back to how they were, do you? Do you remember breaking down in front of me, telling me how everyone called you a monster? If you don't carry your weight as the Maiden of Relief, you'll be exactly that. Wow. I just say, this guy is sketchy. Chairman says, fine, if you want to spend your time fooling around with the child, go right ahead. But don't forget that ADP is the only place you'll ever belong. Chiaha says, I've never worked at a nightclub. I did get tricked into walking into one, though. Anyway, the chairman is known for exaggerating details. You must think I'm weird, huh? Anywho... I say, you're just Chiaha to me. Chihaya? I don't know. She says, no one's ever been so nice. It's amazing that you stood up to that guy. Your strength helped me speak up. And we level up.
All right.
Chiaha says, he'll make me pay a fine if I don't meet my quotas, and there's a huge penalty for resigning. I suppose my fate is impossible to change after all. I should close up for today.
Until next time.
And she calls me on the way home. She says, I'm sorry and thank you. Blah, 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 blah. I say, be honest with yourself. She says, you're right. Oh boy. And it is now the 28th. We are able to read something.
All right. Hey there.
Maruki says, good morning. There's a lot of students at this hour. I say, did you oversleep? Anyways, this is not story related, so I'm just gonna skip the idle chatter. Anyways, more idle chatter. They're just talking about some kind of restaurant or whatever.
Oh, have you heard?
This is it.
Anyways, what do we got? I think we might be fresh out of blue cards. Hot skippity damn. Maybe not. Maybe we will find a hermit hanging out around here. Nope. So let's go try to level up Hanged Man again. And then we'll dish out that calling card.
Oh, what shall we do?
Better resorts. There we go. Actually, maybe I'll do mementos, because I have so many stupid quests that are tied up by that right now.
Here we go.
I know I'll have a couple more coming later, but I mean, I think I'm only missing hers right now. That's good.
What
Now
do you
we
think?
can hang out with EY next time. I might as well check this since I'm here. It's been a while.
Hey!
Yep.
Alright, what to do, what to do. Actually, a good indication of what I should do today is if there's anything available to do tomorrow. Let's see. So yeah, let's just waste some time really fast and see if there's anything going on tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Well. Well then.
So Raymond, I'm gonna be late for school. Oh, Dorita.
You're back.
Oh boy. I really wish there wasn't so many text messages. Looks like there's plenty of stuff we could do in the night, which is not a big deal. Because that doesn't matter. Because you can still do that even if you send the calling card in the daytime, I think.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Let's just sleep. Is there anything happening in this morning? If no, then it's the perfect time to send the calling card or go to mementos. Oh boy. All I get is calling card question mark. So yeah, I'm gonna do Mementos, I think, is the better choice. For now, anyhow. Let's go to... I think this is still our hideout.
Okay.
There we go. Plus, I'm in the mood to kill some stuff anyway, so...
All right.
Oh, it's a showtime thing. That's not important at all. Yeah, none of this is going to be even remotely interesting. They talk way too much all the time. So let's view our requests first. I'm sure that's going to take half an hour.
I'm in favor.
Very well.
Listen up.
Okay. Very well.
Listen up. Well? Listen up.
Okay.
Listen up. Listen up.
I'm gonna make him.
Nice. Listen up. That's
Very well.
nice. Yep.
Yeah, 8 of them. That's a pretty good amount. Alright, let's go. Am I forgetting somebody? They all say ID'd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Why did she say 7 then? I don't know.
Hey. All right. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and he
bust
says 7
loose.
too. Weird. Oh well. But yeah, once I get done with this, I'm definitely gonna go to sleep. So there's 8 targets, so it should still be quite a little bit of time here. Oh boy. Oh geez. Oh boy. Oh wow. My goodness. My gracious.
Okay.
Let's start here. Because it looks like I'll have to go through 3 sets of dungeons, but the enemy should be running away from me, so it should be okay. He says he doesn't sense any targets here, so let's not even bother. Ugh, whatever. Too late, I guess.
Analyzing the field.
There is certainly nothing I care about here, so let's just go to a lower area.
Then
Someone is on this floor, however, so that's good. We will go and fuck them up. Get out of here. Yeah, I don't read these little side stories because it's just like, somebody's a naughty no-no. Oh, they're not a naughty no-no anymore. It's like, who cares? I don't care. There's entirely too much text in this freaking game. Yeah, that's about it. We're just gonna kill this monkey. Because reasons. Feel the power of my badge. Well, it died. Goodbye, monkey. Vital signs. Damage. Goodbye, Curry. I will miss you. I guess if I can sleep. Goodness. I've been having troubles with that. Like, I fall asleep and then I wake up like 2 hours later and it sucks.
Yo, there's a...
I'll send you the results.
Might as well pick up the treasure chest as long as they're... Even if they're locked, it doesn't matter. I have a lot of those things. And those stupid clothes are worth a lot of money. So, might as well, right?
Treasure chest spotted.
Heck yeah. Get away. You're in my way. You're so mean. You're such a naughty no-no.
There's a treasure chest!
Plus, we can always, like, pick up flowers and stuff in case this dickhead shows up. Plus, he's gonna turn 2 of those thingies into the rings instead. Or at least one of them. I don't have 9 yet. And I don't think I need any of this crap, honestly. I do want, actually, that. Those I don't care about. So let's just wait then.
Treasure chest spot...
Oh! Okay. Shadow spotted. Oh, a treasure chest.
I was
Treasure.
watching TV to gather info. There's way too many commercials these days.
All budget
Damn
local
right.
commercials are the best, right?
Well, they actually are pretty funny.
A treasure chest.
See, like, this is fine. Why couldn't they have just done more of this instead of having them, like, interrupt every 2 seconds with text messages? Like, they have a lot of good ideas in this game, and then half the time they chose to execute them poorly. I think it's probably because the localization was in a huge expense, and then to, like, have voice actors read a novel each is probably not cheap. So, they have to cut costs somewhere. I also don't think they anticipated
I'll send you the results.
that P5 was going to be the massive hit that it was. So, yeah. And I think just by association, like, hey, more of a good thing, people are like, alright, that sounds cool. Plus, like, you know, you want to reward publishers for doing a good job. Otherwise, they might not make another iteration of your favorite game. Because maybe they're like, it's not worth it for us, profit-wise. Cat ban. No, cat ban.
Does Mom even have an accelerator?
What the hell am I doing with my life? But yeah, we haven't even like ran into any stupid stuff yet, really. We're just blasting through this place. Gorgeous. Let us kill this evil piece of shit. Cat van. No, 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 cat van. Cat van. Cat van. Cat van. You're a no-no naughty. Oh no. You're despicable. You've been just a no-no naughty. We're gonna smack you in the titties. And then you'll be a good boy or something. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. My goodness. What a no-no naughty.
Amazing, Panther.
That's the other reason we came here. Money.
This power.
I just tend to spend all of it on my personas.
Gain new power.
Minuscule, medium to all.
That's a new skill. Let's try it out.
Nuke break. I don't know if I care for that spell, honestly. I think she gets like a heal all negative things later, so I'll just get rid of that. Plus there's always items. I always forget you like get stuff for killing these things too.
Well,
3 left already. Dang. Could've swore there should have been 8 total. But whatever. Maybe we'll run into it. Maybe we won't. Might as well go get that treasure before we get the flock out of here. The flock. The fork.
spotted a shadow, Joker.
Spotted your mama, Joker.
There's a shadow waiting around here.
Your mama's waiting. But yeah, the reason I haven't done much grinding in the main dungeons is because you get a huge experience boost for killing stuff down here. So I figure like most people don't like to watch grinding, so I try to keep it like, you know, in here instead, where it'll work faster as opposed to online. But I pretty much ran out of social links because of all these stupid mementos quests, so I'm like, well, we kind of got to do this at some point.
The most peaceful time.
And some point is now, apparently. Yoink! Free shit! I love free shit. It is so great.
Okay, there's.
Alright, let's go lower.
Lower. You gotta go lower.
If you know what I mean. Penis. It runs from me because it knows I am superior. Nah, it runs because whoever programmed this game did a really awesome job at making sure you don't have to fight weak enemies. So that's like really cool. Every game that does that, like, it can have significant flaws, and like that just makes your life so much easier. So I'm like, you know what? On the one hand, there was no plot, but on the other hand, the fighting was fun, and they didn't make me fight weak enemies when I didn't need to be fighting them. So,
I wish there was an art supply shop.
you know,
near me
that's
with
a
better
huge thing
selection.
for me.
You know,
What can I
there's
say?
this thing called online shopping.
Well, we're definitely going to kill that because they're worth a lot of money.
Is that a rare loot? Don't let it get away! It had some rare loot!
Who's next?
Okay, let's move on.
Oh, it might be saying 7 because one of the things is
Stylish victory.
in a level I haven't accessed yet. That could be it, maybe. But yeah, then I'll have to hunt for stamps. It took me a while to find all the stamps. You can't do it in just one go. You have to like go all the way down and then go all the way back up too. What am I doing? Let's just go lower. Oof.
This is what I saw.
But they can be hidden behind walls. They can be hidden underneath my balls. They pretty much hide them wherever they can. Cat fan.
A treasure chest! Let's open.
Cat fan. Cat fan.
Then
Another target. Like, look, they don't even bother to give them different aesthetics or their own separate, like, enemy. They're just like, eh, this is a side quest.
It's time. All will be revealed.
nice, Joker! Just at the last second. Persona! Ha!
Persona!
Go! Power up!
Persona.
And honestly, I like Persona, but the press turn system in the SMT games and in the Digital Devil Saga games, I appreciate that system more.
Well then.
Because it gives you more of a reason to exploit weaknesses by giving you another move. This does that too, but the infiltration tools I don't like. I'd rather have spells. So it's difficult for me to put like a finger on it, I guess. Oh,
Treasure chest
naughty,
spotted.
naughty, no,
Must be
no.
something
Two
good inside.
delicious boxes of free shit.
Oh! Whoosh! Wah! Is that your all right? I'll send you the results. The chest! Top!
One of the crazy things that I've seen in this game is that to unlock like some of the bonus points for the Thieves' Den, one of the things was get a persona to level 99 in all stats. I was like, how much driving around looking for flowers are you gonna have to do to get the incense to pull that off? Like,
Do you use
that
the school
just,
store? All their
I
stuff
don't
is
know.
pretty
It's
mediocre.
not something I'm gonna accomplish in this game. Especially since Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming to me tomorrow. So, yeah.
Then
I'm gonna do probably like an unboxing video because I got the first class edition. And then I'm immediately gonna put it up on Amazon and see if anybody wants it.
is that a rare one? Don't let it get away.
Oof. And if not, no big deal. I'll just keep it.
Okay, let's move on.
If I see somebody else has already put it up and they're not selling it for very much, I'll just keep it as well.
This new skill suits me.
All right.
We shall see.
They were too weak to bother with.
Dun, 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 dun.
Careful. I saw a shadow.
Enemy ahead. Be careful.
There's a treasure chest.
So much money.
Combat makes for some potent stress relief.
It's kind of crazy that like
To invigorate a stagnant mind.
these stupid dirty armors are like the most expensive things in the game if you sell them to that secondhand retailer. In real life, if you sell clothes to a secondhand retailer, believe me, I've tried. Like when I was younger, I bought like a lot of Armani clothes, and I still have them, and they don't fit. When you get old, you gain weight. I don't care how hard you try, you can never keep it all off. Unless you were just born really lucky. But yeah, they were offering me like $1. I was like, I'm just gonna keep it and pray I get skinny again. It's never gonna happen though. But that's okay. I made my peace with that a long time ago. Like, I think when I was 25, I went on a vacation to Cancun, and it was all inclusive, and it was 5-star, and like, you had to like wake up at like 6 in the morning to do your reservations for your dinner, and like vice versa, like late in the evening you'd have to make your reservation for breakfast. And we didn't even miss one day. We ate 5-star food every single day we were there, but it was also open bar the whole time too. And like, I just remember laying on a white sandy beach, drunk off my ass, suntan to the point where I am like literally brown. And I was just like, my cup was empty and some lady just brought me the exact same drink, and like, I just kept drinking them until I fell asleep. So, it was pretty fun.
Here are the search results.
Woo! Like, right now, I saw some crazy deals too. Like, there was like 5 days, 5 nights for like $150, but the caveat to that is, will the airfare exist due to this coronavirus stuff?
That's a treasure.
I wasn't really willing to even gamble $150 on that, plus airfare. Because the airfare would probably be like $400 round trip. And then, you know, I'm not going to go by myself, so, yeah. Oh yeah, there's nothing else down here. Let's go lower. And lower. And lower.
Okay.
Indeed.
Here is Piece Oshitsky. Oh, it's Ippon Datara. He's a good early level persona in most of the SMT games. Or Demon, rather. Don't ask me how I know these things. I don't. There's no good reason. I just play too many video games.
That was awesome, Mona.
hit her in the butt again! That bullshit! Duh. Frackin' allergies. Frackety. Ooh, we are just pumping it. Oh, but you're not gonna scan this level for me? You suck, Futaba. Futaba. My god, I can't even talk anymore. Ooh. It's a very odd feeling, because yesterday I worked out a lot, and like, I feel like I should be tired, but I'm not. Like, mentally I'm quite awake, but we are in a waxing moon phase, and I do have mania. There have been studies that show that lunar activity fucks with people who have mania, so yay.
Dr. Salt Neo, do you get this mental image of a cherry field?
Huh? I'm not really a fan of it.
I see the platform.
Anyways. My strategy for these levels is to find the exit and grab the star, and then I'll just see if there's anything else really quick, and then I use the fast travel function to get downstairs. Doesn't always work, but it makes it relatively efficient. Yay, another stamp. I'm sure there are many in here. And even though this is a new area, the enemies are not attacking me. So that's kind of nice too. Hopefully I can get away with that for a while longer, just so I can turbo through all this. Gots to turbo. Let me in there. Oh, definitely kill those though. The money is too delicious. Wait, I think this is a gun. Guess not. It's groaning. It's moaning. Oh, it's fire.
Amazing, Panther.
I don't want it. Kill! Kill them all!
Okay.
They were too weak to bother with.
Oh, mister.
Oh, wait a sec. I should have enough stars to increase EXP again. Oh.
We're at the platform.
The aesthetic of a shadow.
I'm just driving my cat van, not being harassed at all, which is nice. Kind of relaxing.
I spotted a
Just
shadow,
listen to
Joker.
the purring of the cat van. Let it lull you into slumber. Pray to the cat van. Give it all your money.
Last night?
If you don't want to, then give it to a
Just look at
bunny.
these guns.
Ha ha ha.
Ooh, showing off.
I'm a bunny. Oh my gosh. Shamelessly, you will see at the bottom, if you wish to donate money to me, there are many avenues in which you can do so. Nobody has yet. I don't really expect anyone to either. It's just a hobby. I figure like maybe someday I can like pay the electric bill or something after like a couple years. That'd be cool. Because I would have done this shit anyway. So yeah. Probably not so much the talking to myself part, but me too. Oh wow. Are they sore from working out or just from
The platform.
chilling in your chair too long?
I think it was the position of my chair, but maybe walking.
Could be both.
It's almost the release date for the new study guides.
Study guides? They have set release dates for those?
I like this particular section of mementos because you can easily tell which walls are breakable and which aren't. Like, there's no need to even test that wall. All the walls you can break in this place are green, which is very, very nice. Other sections have less obvious places where you break the walls. Ooh, look, a rest point. I'm gonna assume there's 2 in this section.
Alright.
Ooh, there's another target. Man, they are not blowing up the map as much as they were like when I was going through the easy levels. It makes things so much quicker. That's another reason we're in here though, because that's tied to the Hermit Arcana, the map stuff, so I think like once she's like maxed out, like the map is just always there, which is super nice. Makes it easier to grind and makes it easier to find gold and stuff. Let's go say. Oh, this is one of those stupid ones where you have to like fight it in here, and then in real life you have to like change the person's cognition and then refight them later. I think this is the only one like that, but I don't remember off the top of my head. What? Why did it take me all the way back to the top? Rude. Six out of 25, huh? Whoops, I should go back up there and get the frickin' star, right? I'm so dumb.
Could it be?
It's good that he mentions that the cheater's in that zone, so I don't accidentally try to fight it a second time.
Alright.
Because there's no point, obviously, in doing that. And my memory's not always the greatest. Ugh, especially when I'm drowsy.
Could it be?
This might sound weird, but I actually like feeling tired because I almost never get to. Isn't that exciting? Like, sometimes the mania is so bad, I'm just like, I'm fucking awake, and there's nothing I can do about it. Ugh. I think I should get some sleep today, though, which would be nice. Ugh. I probably jinxed myself, though. Whoop.
We can steal it! Yes, we can! Go Phantom!
Whoa, Takama. Panther? You're really into this.
Whatever.
Then
So there's a new target on this floor.
The chest! Talk about luck!
Anyways, this is just gonna... I thought I might be able to run through this quickly, but it's taking a lot longer than I thought, so I'm going to cut the stream. This is my last one for the night. I'm definitely doing more tomorrow, but when Final Fantasy VII R gets in my hands, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna lie and say that this is my top priority anymore. I was hoping to get this done before that game came, but that's not gonna happen.
don't let it get away.
Alright, well have a good night guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.